8:45 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Lal Maldavarachi and read by Mario Vijayawardena. The headlines. The President instructs officials to tow the burning express vessel to deeper waters away from its current position. The captain and the officers of the ship barred from leaving the country. The total number of coronavirus recoveries in Sri Lanka exceeds 153,000. The second dose of the Sinopharm vaccines will be given from next Tuesday. The people are advised to see a doctor to diagnose dengue fever if symptoms occur. In foreign news, the WHO renames the UK and the other COVID variants with Greek letters. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has instructed the chairman of the Marine Environment Protection Authority to issue an order to tow the burning express vessel to the deeper seas away from its current position. A discussion was held in this regard at the Presidential Secretariat this evening. The President pointed out the need to obtain legal advice based only on the technical aspects. Naval and environmental experts point out that the vessel is at risk of sinking at the moment. Therefore, the President instructed the relevant officials to take immediate action to avoid further calamity. The Colombo Halfsdorp Magistrates Court has issued a restraint order preventing the captain, the chief engineer and the deputy chief engineer of the Express Pearl ship from leaving the country. Meanwhile, the CID has recorded statements of 7 crew members of the ship. The Navy said that 3 divers of the shipping company inspected the condition of the ship. Tests are continuing to look into the damage caused to the ocean, environment and marine life due to the chemicals added into the ocean by the Express Pearl ship which caught fire. The Ministry of Fisheries said that a complete assessment report will be submitted next week. NARA will send the Samudrika ship tomorrow to get the necessary samples for tests. The Director General of NARA, Dr. Palitha Kitsiri, said that a chemical analysis is being conducted to assess the damage. He further said that tests will be done on fish that have been washed ashore to determine the cause of their deaths. He added that there is no considerable change in the pH value of the seawater in the area so far. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Receive early cash advances and an unmatchable bonus at maturity from Sri Lanka Insurance Early Cash.
The Ministry of Health says 1,631 more patients under medical care for COVID-19 have recovered and were discharged from medical care within the last 24 hours. This brings the total number of coronavirus recoveries in the country to 153,371. Sri Lanka has so far reported 188,353 positive cases of COVID-19, with another 1,989 persons testing positive today. A total of 31,509 infected patients are still being treated at designated hospitals and treatment centres. The death toll from the outbreak of the virus meanwhile stands at 1,484. A stock of illegally imported dry turmeric weighing over 15,000 kilograms was taken into possession by the Sri Lanka Customs today. The importer has mentioned that these stocks were stocks of camphor. However, upon inspection, the customs officers identified the stock as turmeric. The stock is to be confiscated and the importer will be fined. That's local news.
Finished? You have 1 more hour to write the exam.
Yes, sir. Always early.
Receive early cash advances and an unmatchable bonus at maturity from Sri Lanka Insurance Early Cash.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
The head of the National Operations Centre for the Prevention of the COVID-19 outbreak, General Shavendra Silva, says that the second dose of the Chinese-made Sinopharm vaccine will be administered from June 8th onwards. Accordingly, those who have the first dose will be able to take the second on the due date on their card and at the place where the first was taken. The distribution of the first dose of Sinopharm vaccines to the people of this country commenced on the 7th, and the vaccination program is currently being implemented in several districts of the country. Vaccination is being carried out successfully in the Western Province as well as in the Kurunegala, Gala, Matara, Kandy, Ratnapura and Jaffna districts. So far, 666,612 people have been given the first dose of the Sinopharm vaccine according to the health authorities. That was our main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And now in Watchlight, Dr. Aruna Jayasekara, the Director of the National Dengue Control Unit of the Ministry of Health, says that people should take action to keep their surroundings clean as the risk of dengue is increasing during the months of June and July. Dengue fever is on the rise from May to July due to the rainy weather conditions. Since dengue is also spreading in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic and common symptoms are shown, people are advised to see a doctor to diagnose the disease if symptoms occur. According to the Epidemiology Unit of the Health Ministry, 7,674 suspected dengue cases have been reported so far this year from all over the island. The Epidemiology Unit says it is very important to seek medical attention in the event of fever. That came to you in Watchlight, and now in world news headlines, the WHO renames the UK and other COVID variants with Greek letters. The Uganda Transport Minister's daughter killed in a shootout. A drone crashes into an erupting Icelandic volcano. The World Health Organization has announced a new naming system for the variants of COVID-19. From now on, the WHO will use Greek letters to refer to variants first detected in countries like the UK, South Africa and India. The UK variant, for instance, is labelled as Alpha, the South African Beta and the Indian as Delta. The WHO said this was to simplify discussions but also to help remove some stigma from the names. Gunmen have attacked and wounded Uganda's transport minister and former army commander General Katumba Wamala, killing his daughter and driver. Witnesses say men on the motorbikes fired several shots at their vehicle near their home in the capital Kampala. The army says phone calls potentially linked to planning the assassination attempt are being investigated. Soldiers are guarding the hospital where General Wamala is being treated for non-life-threatening injuries. A drone trying to film the erupting volcano in Iceland has crashed into a lava spew. YouTuber Joey Holmes wanted a close-up view of this spectacle, but the flight didn't go quite to plan. The volcano has been erupting since March. And now the main points of the world news segment once again. The WHO renames the UK and other COVID variants with Greek letters. The Uganda Transport Minister's daughter killed in a shootout. A drone crashes into an erupting Icelandic volcano. That was world news, and now in development news, urban, estate and rural housing projects are now being implemented. The Additional Secretary to the Ministry of Urban Development and Housing, Sugatya Legama, said that more than 30,000 houses are being built. He said that the development of the Muthurajala Reserve, preparing urban wetlands and the Colombo Port City Development Project are also underway. A new program has been launched to restructure state enterprises. That was development news.
Sports News is brought to you by...
When Aya bought a motorbike, he bought 2 helmets. So sweet of him. I'm sure the other one is for me.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others. When we get Munchie Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves. Munchie Super Cream Cracker, Super Kiyanne Nikan Neve.
Australia's women's softball team became the first international athletes to arrive in Japan for the Olympics when they flew into Tokyo today. The team will attend a training camp in the city of Ota before moving to the athletes' village in Tokyo on the 17th of July. All members of the delegation have been vaccinated against COVID-19 and will be tested for the virus every day. The games are scheduled to begin on the 23rd of July despite Japan battling a surge in coronavirus cases. That was Sports News.
My wife always sets a full lunch table even if it's just the two of us. She always expects people to drop by, like maybe
with the army.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others. When we get Munchie Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves. Munchie Super Cream Cracker. Super kiyanne nikan neve.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Sri Lanka's rupee bid was quoted at 199.9 in mid-morning trade with no offers, and there was no active quotes at the close. Market participants said yesterday the rupee closed at 199.208 levels to the 1-month dollar. Banks were offering dollars telegraphic transfers at 197.9103 to 202.8896 levels yesterday. In the secondary market, bond yields were steady, dealers said. That was Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news. Courtesy of...
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Sri Lanka's inflation rose to 4.5% in the 12 months to May 2021 from a year earlier from 3.9% in the March period, while food prices rose 9.9%, official data showed. The Colombo Consumer Price Index grew 1.1% during the month of May to 140.3 points from 138.8 points a month earlier. The food sub-index grew 9.9% during the year to May, up from 9% in April. That was Economic News.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
The Met Department says several spells of showers will occur in the western, Sabaragamu and the central provinces and in the Gala and Mathura districts. Wind speeds can increase up to 40 kilometers per hour at times in the western slopes of the central hills, the northwestern and the north central provinces and in the Trincomalee and the Hambantota districts. The Met Department today denied issuing any statement regarding an acid rain. Duty Met Officer Shanika Disanayaka said that false statements were seen circulating on social media claiming the Met Department had said that acid rains would occur over the island. She said no one had informed the Met Department about the downpour of acid rains in the country due to the burning of the ship MV Express Pearl. That was the weather report.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
And now the headlines of this news broadcast once again. The President instructs officials to tow the burning express vessel to deeper waters away from its current position. The captain and the officers of the ship barred from leaving the country. The total number of coronavirus recoveries in Sri Lanka exceeds 153,000. The second dose of the Sinopharm vaccines will be given from next Tuesday. People are advised to see a doctor to diagnose dengue fever if symptoms occur. In foreign news, the WHO renames the UK and the other COVID variants with Greek letters. That concludes this news broadcast, and now it's back to your host Niranjan Abesundara on the other side. Over to you, Niranjan.